here we are for round one. Would not have minded playing first, but we'll take it. We've got 1 drop into Crusade into 3 drop to potentially flicker our Crusade. It's a thing we could do. We'll start out with the Honor of the Pure, obviously, as that's just better. But, and like I said, I might side this out for the Glorious Anthem in some situations. Home isn't where you rest, it's what you fight for. Oh, okay, I can get behind that. How do you feel about the 1 drop? I probably want to go with the Champion of the Parish first, because it's going to hit for 2 next turn if I decide to go Student of Warfare. Well, okay, maybe you have a 4 spike. That's a card you could play in your deck. Phyrexian Revoker, eh? I see what you did there. Elspeth Knight Errant. That is a card I could be playing. It's not a card I am playing. Let's go ahead and get this guy down and pump it. We can get it first strike next turn, and if the Honor of the Pure resolves, we can start to get some damage in. I was so close to naming him too. Why? I can't chat. I want to chat. There we go. I think I probably jam Crusade, level him up, and swing in next turn. We'll see. 3/3 first strike is real. Student of Warfare. My guess would be he got all A's. 4.0 GPA. I like Revoker a lot too in the cube. It just does a lot of things. Alright, Baby Jace comes down. I think we're happy to let him dirtle with Baby Jace would be my guess. So I can plow that. And then kill Jace if I want to, and that leaves him with 4 cards. That doesn't seem terrible. That doesn't seem terrible. Is that what I want to do? I mean, it puts him up to 22. Like, that's not really an aggro deck. But if I don't hit Jace, it's just him drawing 2 more cards. Right now, I've got card advantage and not much board presence over this deck. So I guess I go for the Honor of the Pure first. And then we'll plow this. And then we'll kill the Jace. Why is that up there? That's interesting placement, but okay. That means that he basically cycled Jace. Well, he cycled it and prevented 2 points of damage, I suppose. Okay, that's a thing you could have too. It's not a thing you get to keep, I don't think. Yeah, this just seems good. I mean, that's the name of the channel after all, right? This card's not particularly good at blocking. It's zoinks. So you can only level up as a sorcery. I'm not sure why he's floating that mana, but okay. Maybe he's got a unsummon? Is that even in the cube? I don't think it is. Or maybe he has another Force Spike. Maybe he had a Daze? I don't know why you'd even tap the mana for a Daze, but... let's just start to get some genuine pressure on the board. Got to pump a lot of mana in here to get him into a 5/5 double strike, but once we do that, can finish things off. I'm concerned about something like a Titan would be particularly bad. But even if he has a Titan, we could flicker the Fiend Hunter to get it off the board. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And how much mana do we need still to do this? 5 mana, and it's a 5/5 double striker. That's not insignificant. It's pretty vulnerable to bounce, though. But I mean, that's 10 damage to the face. Like, if we draw land, we could just do that and swing in and see what happens. That's something to do with all the extra mana. Alright, so he just passed with the open mana, which I think means we just attack with the things. Like, playing a Crusade does a thing? I mean, I guess it lets him counter it, but I kind of don't care. Sure, buddy, counter my stuff. No? Okay. Let's attack with the guys that do the attacking. Teferi. Downside is, well, Teferi doesn't kill anybody, and then we can plow him. Or like I said, just flicker the Fiend Hunter and get him out of the way. I don't care if he has a 1/1 that can block. And that's bad if he plays the Basalt Monolith and does the untap shenanigans. But all he's really getting out of this is preventing 3 damage. So, options here are just dump 2 mana into this, and then next turn, go for flickering the Fiend Hunter. Probably after we attack, or I can just path Teferi now. The problem is that ramps him, and I don't want to do that. I think we're probably okay here, but we'll see what he does. Like, if he does have a Frost Titan in hand, we've got to be a little careful of it. We could also just cast this and flicker Teferi. Like, that's an acceptable thing to do. And then hit for 8, put him to 5. Again, we could also just pump some more counters on this and have a 6/6 double strike. That is also a real Magic card. I think I like starting with Zipath to exile. You can beat it to Teferi. Playing around the mana leak. I guess that's what we're doing. You can have a land, though. Let us see if he's another color. He could be color screwed. It'd surprise me if he's mono blue. Usually blue is pretty hotly contested. You know, maybe what I should do at some point is a cat draft. I remember when LLR did a hat draft. So we could do a cat draft. A flash cloud skate? That is so good. All right, you got me. And he's bouncing as a student. Okay, I see what you did there. So I could again exile the Flicker Wisp and hit, or exile the Cloud Skate, but that seems particularly bad. I think what we're going to do is just hit for 3 and then play our 2 dudes and try to overwhelm him, probably with some Flicker Wisp value next turn. Like, those are big threats all on their own right now. So if his plan is to just play a big thing, we can probably get through that. Chalice for 2, okay. Not super scared of that. So I mean, we could just pump this bad boy up, right? It needs 6 mana, we've got 5, so doing that doesn't really do anything. I think he's gonna chump, right? Like, we just swing in with the guys, move along with our life. Yeah, we don't have choices here. We're an attacking deck. We attack. That's what you do with attacking decks. Like, technically he's dead if I flicker this and he doesn't have anything, but flickering a bounce creature is so bad. If we can get him to chump, it's just way better. Like, once your opponent is actively chumping your creatures against your weenie deck, you're in pretty good shape. Soldier of the Pantheon, not much better than an Elite Vanguard in this situation. Okay, I feel like we're pretty good. I guess if he goes upheaval next turn, it's still not that bad. I mean, he gets a Chalice down, but he's only got 2 cards in hand. They got to be pretty good. Okay, that worked out all right. We did see a target for the Relic Warder as well, which is significant. So let's get back here. It looks like he's just doing blue shenanigans, which is typical blue shenanigans. The Secure the Waste is pretty good against that. The Angelic Destiny is not. We've got to remember he's got our buddy Venser in there, because that's not good for us. Could have made use of the Curse Scroll. I kind of don't want the Winter Orb, even though his stuff is going to cost more than ours. It feels like he's got a Chalice that could be bad. It means he might have another piece of ramp. In fact, playing the Wake Thrasher kind of makes me think he's got the I can't remember if it's a Basalt Monolith. It's one of the monoliths that taps for 3 and you can pay 3 to untap it, and you can go infinite with that card. If you have a Wake Thrasher as well, you make it an infinite, basically. So I don't think I want that. We're going on the draw, so there's an argument for land tax. It's just so dead late, but so good early. Like, you just make sure that all of your cards do a thing. I could even potentially bring that in over another land and be super greedy. Do I feel like being super greedy on the draw? I'd feel like being super greedy on the draw. Look at that, 15 lands, and he submitted it. What a maniac. What a maniac. Oh god, if I draw it and don't have other lands and he force spikes it, do we just scoop? The scoop of shame? Nah, never give up. Never surrender. I so totally deserve this. I'm a horrible person. So, there are 13 draws that make this the best hand the world has ever seen. Which is less than half of the deck. Okay, this is keepable. This is keepable. It's not beautiful, but it's keepable. May just be able to kill him with a manland. Like, manlands can get the job done. Well, now we're a little more incentivized to not play that if we can, so that we can... I think we'd probably go Kami of Ancient Law, and we'll see if we've drawn our 3rd mana there. See what he plays to. Hangerback Walker, that's a bit of a problem. However, this is a way to deal with it without him getting the stuff, right? Because it's when it dies. This isn't dying, it's just bouncing it. Yeah, we're probably going Brimaz next turn, but we'll go with the Kami. We didn't see any enchantments from him, but there are some pretty powerful ones. Future Sight being one that's a bit scary. Oh gosh, could we have a Relic Warder? Faith's Betters is a great removal spell for that. So what I'm wondering here is I can go Crusade and force in 3 points of damage. That's not that great. If I go unexpectedly absent and the card works like I think it does, because it says whenever Hangerback Walker dies, then if we just unexpectedly absent it for 1, then he's drawing a Hangerback Walker next turn. We get in for 2 free damage and he gets absolutely no value and he doesn't hit another land drop. Other option is just trade this, let him have his darn 2/2s and play Brimaz, or we can just not attack. I think knowing he's short on lands, and if I draw 1 more I can stop it, and even if I don't it gets pretty good. I'm just going to go Brimaz and pass. Like, we don't know for sure how valuable the Kami of Ancient Law is against him, and it could be a pretty big game. Yeah, cat draft may be something I have to do at some point. I don't know if there's enough cats in the cube, though. I have to do proper cat research. Haven't seen Disenchant in the cube, and I've done a lot of cube drafts. He did hit a land drop there. Was I just mistaken? No, he was on the play. So he did miss a land drop. Yeah, it's turn 4. Okay, so he definitely missed one. So if we bounce this and just put it on top, then he's going to draw it again. But again, Face Fetters would be pretty great too. That just stops it stone cold dead. So land is good, not land is good. Yeah, I think we'll absent this for 0 and see if this works like I think it does. So he's going to draw that and not another land. And this can play around Force Spike as well. I mean, more traditional counter spells top it, but that's kind of okay. Do you have a response, sir or ma'am? Because Kitty wants to rumble. Meow. Gosh, imagine this resolves. He plays it, we get a land, then he just can't pump it anymore. It's just a 2/2. I mean, it's still good. Like, it's a 2/2 that when it dies, you get Thopta tokens. Get to the Thopta! But just the ability that you have to stop pumping it is pretty dang good. Okay, it resolved. Let's bring some beats. Stop with the things. Vincer! Don't you Vincer my Brimaz. Why would you have Vincer for my Brimaz? I don't like it. I think we probably do trade these at this point, but I'll hold it back a little bit longer. Like with the Crusade in hand, it makes it a bad trade because we can get our guy to a 3/3. It's just going to sit here and run the attacks, no blocks for a while. Kind of want to hit that land for Face Fetters, but even with that, we can wait. Yeah, if he wants to trade, I definitely don't want to. I wish I could take advantage of this. The Mutavault's getting me a little bit here. But I still think we will hit the mana for the Face Fetters. This won't be right this second. Vincer really got us there. Oh no, a Sour of Temptation. So we're going to need a removal spell. Pretty darn quick. Well, there's the land. So that's definitely something we can do. And we can play Linvala, Quit him from pumping this. I mean, this does something. And we do have like 2 removal spells that'll get rid of this and get us back into the game. Oh god, a Cloud Skate too. We're just getting out-tempoed here. Okay, I will finally trade these. Actually, I guess I'll just eat a cat token. They are delicious. Well, Fiend Hunter gets me back my Brimaz. Until he bounces it, and then I'll probably die. But I guess it's not entirely game over. Yes, I'd like to use that ability. Alright, so do I have an attack here with the Kami? He swings in with everything. I can block. Yeah, we can attack with the Kami. Like, he's at 20. I don't think this is going to end well for us, but we're going to try it. These tempo cards are really starting to take us over here. Because we've got to land Linvala next turn and have him basically play nothing. Batterskull's not nothing. Interestingly, I can Faith's Fetters the Batterskull. Not the token, the Batterskull. So he still gets the thing. The 4/4 germ token. But I don't have to deal with it. Like getting returned to his hand and stuff. I can also just play Linvala and plan to double block the damn thing. But if I don't face Fetters it now, I probably never get to. The problem is the germ itself can still block. So we still have to deal with a 4/4 Vigilance lifelink, which is not easy to deal with. Could also just play Crusade and attack with Brimaz, which isn't terrible. But then he probably just throws 2 things in front of it, and we're unhappy. I mean, I can play the Linvala. I think that's probably my best shot, because Linvala blocks here. We can put Brimaz in front of that, trade here, and then chump that. I don't like chumping. You know, we're kind of in trouble one way or the other, but I'm going to try the Linvala first. Oh, well, I guess we were done either way then. More or less, like the Face Fetters plus the Linvala would do it. Now we've at least sort of got a chance. Not really, though. Because he's going to equip that and kill us. But either way. Alright, so going back on the play, I think we're going to stop being greedy. Take out the land tax, put back in the land. He has a big mana deck, which makes us a little more interested in these type of effects, because it's going to punish him more than it is us. If we can get any sort of board presence and play that, it's better for us. But I still don't think I need them against him. Yeah, let's run it back. Let's do the thing. Yes, aggro deck would like to play first. Aggro deck would like to keep this hand. We're going to go with the Student of Warfare first because we can pump it to a 2/2 and play the Pantheon next turn, or play the Precinct Captain, but I expect we'll just... God, we can just play double 2-drop and then flip Gideon next turn if he doesn't have anything. What are the odds of him having Force Spike again? I'm willing to find out. I didn't have to do this pre-combat, but it is interesting to know. It's not a bad turn, too. There you go, Chalice. I like it. Relic Order would have been good for us. Oh god, we can blink his Chalice. That's so funny. So I flip him. Yeah, I think I just do that and maybe play the Precinct. No, we play Brimaz. Or we just flicker his Chalice. I think I actually like that the best. Because then we have a Planeswalker. Things we're worried about are like a Sower of Temptation. And if we flicker this and it comes back with 0 counters, that means he just can't cast it next turn. That's one of the cards that we know he has in his deck that can beat us. So why would we want to let that happen? Nom nom nom. And then what do you do again? To one creature an opponent controls attacks. Untap target creature, it gains indestructible, untap it. We may as well just +2 him. That's a little bit of mana denial for you. And now we can start attacking with him, right? Yeah. Make him a 4/4, swing in for the damages. That doesn't tap for any mana anymore, but you can still tap it. Okay, so you could trade that for this. So I don't attack with it? Yeah, that seems fine. Let's pump this guy so he can attack in. And we can play the Precinct Captain. Gideon's coming in. I mean, I get that the point of this is to trade Chump with this and then be able to block the Flicker Wisp, but I don't have to attack with the Flicker Wisp. Alright, I think we're good to go here. I kind of expect Sower of Temptation. But we can make that attack in unless he takes the Flicker Wisp. And even if he does, the Precinct Captain attacks into this board quite nicely. Okay, he has had enough. Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you for round 2 in just a second.